Hey guys, welcome to this very special live show because we've got two very special vehicles. Dare I say it, Andre? The most popular, the hottest, the coolest, the baddest of the bad, the Bronco.
Two of them, but they're not the same.
No, they're not.
This one is cyber yellow, cyber orange. This one is red.
You misspoke, but you're actually exactly right. This is not orange, but yellow. So in this live show, we're going to have some fun because we're going to have some fun with Broncos. We're going to walk through and show you the difference. Obviously, this one is ours, thanks to our friend who lent us by his Bronco, as long as we mentioned the Ronald McDonald House. So if you guys are looking for a great charity, the Ronald McDonald House is a great charity. And this one belongs to who, Andre?
It belongs to Ford. This is from the press fleet. And they were kind enough to send this Wildtrak version of the Bronco versus the first edition Badlandy one right here. And this, we can go over them. We can get inside and out. We can take your questions, all of that.
You know what that one's missing?
What?
2 doors.
Well, this is, this is a two-door.
It's missing 2 doors from this one.
This is a 2-door, and the other one is 4-door.
Yeah, so let's start at the beginning and talk about the design. I think that Ford nailed it out of the park, right? The design is iconic. I love these little straight lines that go into the headlights.
Let me turn them on.
Yeah, turn them on. They look really cool. And Andre, we were just in Moab, and there are a lot more Broncos running around. When we first got this, it was almost a year ago, right? There were very few. I felt like a rock star driving it. Now,
they're actually, people, they're being built, they're being sold, and they're getting to Moab.
Dare I say they're becoming Wrangleified?
There you say that. Well,
like Wranglers are everywhere in Colorado, so now we're going to get to the point where Broncos are going to be everywhere. Now, of course, the thing about the Bronco is people are still flipping these, right?
Yeah.
Right. So ours cost $63,000. This one cost
about $53,000 and change.
Hey, let me show you what Ford just sent us.
There is a big difference in price between them, and some capability difference too.
So look what we just got from Ford.
It came in a frame?
Yeah, just like this. Isn't that cool?
Oh, and it says right there, the price of our first edition was $63,200.
But here, hold on. They sent us something else. It's not the only thing they sent us. Check this out, dude. I got one other thing I got to show you, which is pretty cool. Like, you got to love when Ford sends you presents.
But why did they send us like 8 months after the fact?
Why would they send us what? Oh, I can't find it. Oh, I lost it. Where did I put it?
So this is pretty special. Of course, there was a limited number of first edition Broncos. This is one of them. And now, of course, it's a 2022 model year. This is a 2021 model year Bronco. So
they sent us a little VIN plaque, which I've already lost.
With the same a copy of the VIN plaque that's on the center console?
The one on the center console
doesn't have a VIN?
Doesn't have a VIN number. They sent us one with a VIN number.
Okay.
So there we have.
So this is quite special.
Yeah, it's quite special. I think people are flipping these bad boys for like $30K over. So I'm seeing these. Our local Ford dealer has one for sale. You saw it there. You just picked up an F-250. How much was it?
It was $93,000. I mean, the asking price was $93,000.
Yeah, that is quite.
So they're still popular. They're still difficult to get. Yeah,
and ours has now almost 5,000 miles. And we, of course, will be doing some great videos. So we were just talking about that. Hopefully, we'll compare the 2-door to the 4-door, and then we'll get Tommy to compare his 2-door Wrangler to the 2-door Bronco. So those are coming, but let's talk about the differences. So like Andre said, this is a first edition Sasquatch. This is a Wildtrak with the Sasquatch package, right?
Exactly.
And immediately you can tell that they're very different bumpers.
Yeah, and actually you guys are also in the comments are saying that this is more of a heavy duty bumper. Look at this. Full steel here and also here, a skid plate.
Yeah, let me do the same thing over here.
No.
Let me do the skid plate. That's not a good sound when you're off-roading.
So the Wildtrak really, this is kind of based on the Badlands. They call it extreme off-road. This is Ford speak, but basically this is crawly. This is supposed to be a little bit more fast. They call it faster off-road use cases.
Yeah, so like on this one, of course, you can take off the ends on the bumper so you get better approach angle, right, when you take this little cap off. I think this is also probably a winch-ready bumper, I'm going to say. I think.
Yeah, and they actually using these recovery points to install a winch. You can actually use these guys.
And here, you don't have any of that, right? You've just got the little parking sensors, but really nothing.
And actually, as you point out in the chat room, the parking sensors are slightly different location. I mean, there's one a little bit lower. This is one a little bit higher. So they have to be recalibrated for all of that stuff.
Now, and the other, of course, difference is fog lights, no fog lights.
Yes. And you know the major difference, the craziest difference?
$10,000?
Yes. This has a hood sticker, and this one has a different hood sticker. And this is a Wildtrak kind of a matte finish. I was talking to some of the engineers. It's meant for kind of solving some of the glare.
Yeah,
so if you're driving,
you know, that's like that's become a thing. I'm not. It's cool looking. I'm not sure. Like, I'm never actually.
It's never helping.
Have you ever had glare come off the hood where you're like, oh my god, I can't see?
Well, actually, if you put lights on top of your Bronco, then you get glare.
Then you get, hey, show them the little number pad, which we don't have on the door.
Oh yeah,
that's another thing we don't have.
Little keypad.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
If you're going surfing, you know, you can actually, you know, lock your key and use the code.
And speaking of bumpers, I think the back bumpers are identical, right? They're both plasticky.
Ish, but still different. Still different.
They are different. You're right.
Yeah.
This has like this kind of you know, diamond plate-like grippy material.
This one is mostly plastic.
This one's mostly plastic.
Interestingly enough, it does have a little fender additional piece, which is different.
Yeah, that one's a little different too.
Didn't you hit that one? Right?
We did. I hit it pulling in, and we had to replace it. How about towing, Andre? What's the difference in towing?
A big difference, actually. About 3,400 to 3,500 pounds with the four-door version. And even though they have the same engine, 2.7-liter twin-turbo V6, the two-door is about 2,000-ish pounds.
And let's see how much room there is behind. See if there's more room at the four-door versus the two-door. So this one, hey guys, here's a thing I learned very quickly, right? So ours came with the first edition top, which sounded like a bunch of little gnomes mining above my head. So we we got a top from our friends at Best Top.
Yes.
And the way you can tell a Best top from a Ford soft top is this is smooth. On the Ford product, which I think is made by Webasto, it's a little bit wavy.
Well, so this is another way you can tell.
Yeah, but the easiest way, if you're driving down and you see this wavy, then it's not a Best top.
But what about this really cool, I love this design feature of this top.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Slant back, I love that look.
So let's compare room behind the seats of the two-door. So we have a mat back here. That's kind of cool. We don't have that mat. I would say that's what, a standard maybe like a rollerboard.
Do you want to hold it?
I'm gonna get it. Hold on, I'm gonna get it.
Well, there is a box on the back of this Bronco. We can. How about we check in the number of Andres? So there's one Andre. Let me see.
I like the idea of Andre being a unit of measurement.
So there's one. Ow. So my shoulder is sticking out.
Here, you want to use a little bit more scientific method?
Sure.
So from the back of the seat is 23 inches. So you've got about 23 inches of storage. I think the height identical. I think these speakers are identical. But let's look. So 23 inches versus, I don't want to try to remove ours, but we got a lot of recovery gear back here. As you can tell, we've been using it as a recovery truck. But let's look. Oh, look at that. 37 inches.
That's a big difference.
That's a big difference.
Yeah. So it's a difference in cargo volume.
Yeah, that's a lot more space.
And also, how about we need to check the rear seat room as
We'll check. Yeah, we'll get you in the two-door. Oh, of course, we have a 4-pin connector right there.
Yeah, that's a 4-pin. Remember, we were the first, or one of the first to actually show a Bronco towing.
Yeah.
And that was a big deal because there was some confusion about 7-pin versus 4-pin. We got a 4-pin connector from Ford, installed at the dealer, and it was not easy.
It was not easy. It cost us like $800.
An arm and a leg.
Yeah. How much does that one have any connector on it?
Actually different.
Let's see.
Yeah. This one actually has I would say a little bit more robust, the 7-pin.
Yeah.
And the 4-pin, so you have more options and you can connect to more trailers.
So that looks like that looks like they redesigned it actually since we put ours on. You know what I'm saying?
I think they said that was available, but in the real world, that's all we could find.
Yeah, that's all we could find. All right. Yeah. Well, you want to try sitting in the back?
Yeah. Do I have to?
No, but it'd be fun.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so look, we also have rock rails.
Yeah.
No rock rails. That's a little sketchy, dude.
So that's what you get for 10 grand.
Well, yeah,
Well, part of that.
part of it, yeah. All right.
Do you want to hold this?
Yeah, I'll hold this, and you,
Okay.
you go in the back and see how comfy you are.
All right,
And
so
then
first
here,
of
I'll
all-
give you this, and you can measure.
First of all, the seats are a little bit different. Well, this has a collar pattern, but this seat has a upper latch here as well to help you actually move. Oof.
Now, keep in mind, Andre is on the taller side. He's 6'3". How much room is there?
Well, this area is about 7 inches. Let me get in here.
All right.
Gracefully.
That's no such thing, Andre. Hey, you didn't show plumber's crack. Good job.
Oh, okay. So, you know what?
What?
Headroom is good. Look at my headroom.
Yeah.
I have pretty good headroom. Knee room, I'm pretty comfy. But as soon as the driver gets in here, oh, I just lost my legs.
Yeah, that and the seat is like vertical now. I do like the cup holders, Andre.
Sorry, here are my knees. My knees. So yes, so as maybe a slightly less tall person will be okay in here, but for taller legs, it's not good.
Yeah, not good at all. All right, let's try the other one. See how
Okay.
it does. I'll move this. Nice job, Andre. Very graceful. Now, of course, this is an obvious comparison, right? I mean, 4-door versus 2-door, it's not fair. It's like, a sumo wrestler versus a champion ballerina. The two are not compatible.
Well, actually, this seat is a little bit back. Still very low leg room.
Let me see. Hold on.
Oh, no.
All right, let me go forward.
Okay, please go forward.
All right.
Headroom, the soft top is hanging down a little
But
bit.
that's because you got that bikini top in there.
Well, yeah, I want to remove the bikini.
That won't remove it. That just unzips it.
Okay, I won't remove my bikini. But the legroom, I mean, a little bit better.
Do you know with the Wrangler, 3 out of 4 are sold as the 4 doors. So very few people actually buy the 2 doors. I think that may be a little bit different with the Bronco because people are kind of into the coolness factor of the 2 doors. But in real world terms, if you're going to have this vehicle as an everyday commuter for your family, the 4 door is going to be the way you're going to go.
But another huge difference is maneuverability.
Yeah.
I just drove this just around the block, just really briefly. And this turns incredibly sharply, just around any corner. I mean, you can go around in this one. This one is a little bit, more lazy and kind of turns a little bit slower.
And we don't have a little number pad. Not that I miss it, because this one looks just kind of tacked on.
It's kind of cheapy looking.
Yeah.
It's not.
I've heard one of the people wrote us that this was actually crooked on theirs when they got it. All right, so let's talk about interiors are pretty much identical, Andre. They're not like different. There is something missing on this one. Let me show you guys. So if you look up here, this is where all your off-road goodies are. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the hazard switch, but there's a switch missing here. So let's go look at ours and find out which switch is missing. You want to go over there?
Yeah, well, I know the answer.
You know the answer. You're good.
But let's show it.
Let's show it, yeah. Here.
Oh, now it's going to yell at me.
Turn the lights off.
So the Badlands First Edition Bronco has a disconnectable front sway bar and still front locker, rear locker, turn assist, and traction control. And the Wildtrak over there is missing the disconnectable sway bar. Which is, they're saying that Wildtrak is a little bit more for faster off-road running. So maybe you save the money there.
You know what else we have, which I love? Look at this. You can tell we're using it. We've got plastic Bronco liners for the footwells, whereas this one, and whatever manufacturer still does this, please knock it off. The carpeted floor mats are just really a no-go, in my opinion. I think they're just asking for trouble, basically asking to be thrown away. I would say the interiors of both of these aren't spectacular, but I do like this red. We don't have that, Andre. Do you notice that? Look at that.
Yeah, so some of the exterior color comes through.
Yeah, it's over there too.
And also a little bit of blue.
Yeah.
So if you look at the handles,
right there,
that's kind of a Wildtrak thing.
Why don't we have this thing? How come we don't have color matching inserts? Is that a first edition thing? Show them on ours.
Maybe let's close this. We have actually no cutout here.
Yeah, it should be cyber orange.
By the way, after almost a year, you can see. I mean, this is not wearing greatly.
Yeah, we've got about almost
There's a couple scratches
5,000
here.
miles on ours. You can see the wear and tear on the seats. It's okay, but this is certainly not, luxury.
Well, the seats are okay, but some of the plastics are not wearing nicely.
Yeah, the plastics are a little bit on the economy side.
Scratchy side.
Now, powertrain wise, of course, there's two powertrains. Both of these have the 2.7 twin turbo. Puts out about 300 horsepower, if I remember right.
Yeah, if you're using premium fuels,
Yep.
Which you can or cannot. On premium, it's 330, so you can get a little bit more power. And then 415 pound-feet of torque, dude, on premium. And if you're not using premium, it's lower.
And, we have really put the wheels and tires to use. So we could show those, but the tires are really good, actually. I'm really happy with their tires. And you can also show kind of what happens when you start using them, because you can see the difference in not just wear, but also in rock rash on the side.
So this is about 5,000 miles. Actually, this Bronco, this loaner, also has a lot of miles.
Does it already?
Like 5,000 or 6,000. But you can see, even after this usage, these tires are still really kind of knobby, and the knobs are still there, and they're very usable still.
Yeah, but look at our wheel. Show them our wheel.
There's some gashes here.
Yeah.
This other one looks perfect.
Yeah, all of ours has gotten curved. Do you think Ford would notice if we switched the wheels?
Or at least rings. The beadlock rings. Ford, close your eyes.
How did all that damage happen in a week?
Yeah. So some of the questions, I think we got to most of them. You guys noticed the bumpers, the seats, towing capability. Oh, there was a comment. One of you said that these should tow 5,000. I kind of agree. Why can't the four-door tow 5,000 pounds and bring maybe a slightly bigger camper?
Speaking of numbers, how about payload? What's the difference? You want to look?
Almost identical.
Are they really?
So 1,000 pounds here, 920 pounds here. Not super great payloads.
Yeah, that's like me, you, Nathan, Zach over there, and Blaze.
That's it.
Maybe, yeah. So any questions, Zach, that we can answer?
There's been a lot of discussion over three little letters with the Bronco, IFS. You want to talk about that?
Oh, okay.
Versus the Wrangler?
Yeah, so
I
mean that's a long discussion that goes back generations.
Well, let's show it. So independent front suspension, right? And by the way, Bilstein shocks, right? Yeah. On both of these, and one of our shocks had a defect.
Yeah,
it was leaking fluid.
Well, I don't know if it was a defect or if it was fixed under warranty, but it leaked and we got it fixed. So we have not had a painless ownership experience with ours. We still have an issue with the HVAC. It will go full on randomly, either full on cold, full on hot, and there's no way to use the air speed control, right, the fan control to control it. The only way you can control it is either turn it off. So we still have yet to diagnose or fix that. We also had a shock blow on us after we took it off-roading.
We didn't jump it. We didn't do anything obnoxious.
But we did do some pretty hard off-roading with it.
Yeah, but it's rock crawling. It's supposed to do that.
Yeah, and as a everyday driver, I found that it's got a very high seating position, so you're up nice and tall, almost too tall in some ways, or for somebody who's a little bit shorter. And plenty of room, easy to drive. And for a long time, like I said, I felt like a rock star driving it around because people would look at me and, I'd be like, yeah, I got myself a Bronco.
Well, you're still a rock star, Roman.
But there's a lot more of them now. Yes. Seating position is comfortable, but the no lumbar support, if I remember right.
That could be an issue.
Yeah, so for long trips, that could be an issue. But there's lumbar support. Never mind, I was wrong. So there's lumbar support. It's the Jeep that doesn't have lumbar support.
Yeah, the Jeep is a little bit more upright. You're sitting a little bit.
Yeah, you don't have any lumbar support in the Wrangler. But the best thing about this is it's forced Jeep to up their game. So now Jeep, of course, is
extreme recon packages. Yes,
has had to answer this. And if you're a Jeep guy or gal, you'll know that the Jeep has the 392, which is the V8 powered Jeep that everybody lusted after. That finally Jeep went into production. I don't think Ford's going to answer with the V8. I know that's probably another question that's come up.
But the Bronco Raptor is coming.
It's coming. We saw that. There was a video we did. And by the way, guys. Alex, who's behind the camera, just did a great thing. TFL-Studios, we upped that site's graphic design and functionality. So, we've got 8 YouTube channels, 4 websites. 2 podcasts, and a TikTok channel. That's a lot of information we're putting out, and we always get emails saying, "Hey, what about So just go to TFL-Studios. It's all there now. It's very, I think, beautiful, easy to
Jazzed
figure out.
up.
Jazzed up. You can save it as a web app, and that way you won't be email us like, "Hey, why don't you drag race the Ram 2500 against the Power Stroke diesel and against the Chevy Silverado 2500," which we just did.
Which is coming.
Which is coming.
That video is coming this weekend.
Yeah. So what do you think of it? We haven't had it quite a year, but you've gotten to use it as well.
Yeah,
What's
really,
your call?
really love it. One question I keep getting is how quick is it? With this basic 2.7, which is not basic, but 2.7 twin turbo is not super speedy.
When did we do our drag race? Do you remember the number we got when we drag raced?
It was like closer to 9.5 seconds.
At a mile above sea level.
At a mile above sea level. So if you think this is going to be a racing SUV, it's not. You have to wait until the Bronco Raptor comes out. So it's not for like stoplight racing.
And we have been getting a lot of emails from people who are sending us Bronco Raptors in the wild, but once again, no V8.
And once again, not on sale yet.
Not on sale.
But if you are still a reservation holder for a base Bronco, you could have transitioned it and transferred it into Bronco Raptor order, which is actually 65 grand or something starting price.
Yeah, so one of our viewers actually emailed us saying, do we want their Bronco Raptor reservation, which is where we got this one. And I haven't driven it. I don't think anybody's driven it yet.
No.
But me and you did do a video. We got up close and personal with the chief engineer at the Chicago Auto Show not too long ago. And I got to say, Andre, I'm happy with this. I don't know if we need to go any crazier than this. I kind of feel the same way about the 392. I love the sound the exhaust makes, but at some point, putting that much, it's like a track hawk. It's just like, these are about off-road ability, and by throwing more horsepower at them, you don't necessarily make it any more off-road worthy, but you do make it worse on-road in some ways.
And just, of course, the V8 is great, smile-inducing power, and the Bronco Raptor should be quicker. But I love driving this on-road and off-road. I think it's just almost the right size. I love these sight lines, these little tie-down things. Some people almost like gun sights, right?
Yeah, and let's show them this kind of cool best top, because this is probably the best. We haven't done anything to it, and there's 2 reasons we haven't done anything to it, right? A lot of people are going to obviously start lifting them. You're going to start adding aftermarket lights, aftermarket shocks, aftermarket wheels, all kinds of stuff. But the one thing that we did do, which I really love, is this, and I'll show you why I love it. So can you undo the other side?
Yeah.
While you're over there.
By the way, Old Timer just donated $2 in the super chat. Thank you, Old Timer. And
really appreciate it.
Old Timer said, "Am I gonna gauntlet the 2-door?" And the answer is no. I'm not gauntling it.
Is it stuck here? I can't see. I can't.
I can get it.
Can you get? I can't see under there. I think the little latch is stuck.
There.
Okay. Yeah, this is great. Okay.
Come on.
I can do it. One-person job. So this is the best part of it, and to show them the little bikini top that's built into it.
Yeah, right there. So kind of the sun, you can see through it. The sun is, a little bit of a shade, and kind of a best of both worlds.
Yeah, you get the open air without having to take off the top completely, or without having to pull off the doors, and then at the same time you get the shade from this really great top. So I could highly recommend it. If you wanted to, you could actually take this part, flip it forward, so you don't have this little bit right there of space, but we really never use it. So I think this is probably the best and first bit of aftermarket upgrade I would do to it. Guys, we've been doing this now for 12 years, and we have lifted all kinds of vehicles, including Jeeps.
Right.
Right? We've gone through that whole process, and I've kind of come out the other end because for the most part, every time you lift something, you make it much more off-road worthy, but you make it much worse on-road. And then there's this compromise between how good something is off-road and how, raw it is on-road.
Right.
And the more you lift it, the more raw and less controllable it becomes on-road. And then you start thinking to yourself, 90% of my driving, or in most people's cases, 99% is on-road. So why am I taking a vehicle and making it even more off-road ready? And there's nothing here that this won't do on 35s. At least nothing that won't scare the bejesus out of me.
Or me.
Yeah. So it's fine.
And yes, I mean, the solid axle, that was the question, right?
Right.
Solid axle or IFS, independent front suspension, which one is better? Well, in my experience, the solid axle just has a little bit more articulation. We kind of showed you guys that. But still, with the four-wheel drive and the lockers and the low range, this is so capable, it will go almost anywhere that I want to go.
Yeah, and like I said, coming up very soon, we're going to take both these and compare them. So should you buy a two-door or four-door? And then, of course, we're going to take Tommy's Wrangler and compare the two-door, which will be, well, not direct. His is a base Wrangler, but as close as we can get without getting apples to apples. So any other questions, Zach, that we can answer?
Yeah, Old Timer sent in $2 through YouTube Super Chat asking if we're going to take the two-door on the Ike Cotton.
The answer is no. I mean, we could.
We could.
We could take it on the Ike, but with like a teardrop trailer, right? Colorado teardrop weighs about 2,000. What is that?
It's not good.
Are you taking it apart?
Oh, I just saw that.
But I think most people who buy two-door, at least Wranglers or Broncos, I don't think they're towing necessarily.
I mean, if you're using this as a tow vehicle, you probably need to
get a Forerunner.
Something different. They're not great. Even the Wranglers aren't great tow vehicles, which is funny because they're body on frame, so you think they would, but they don't have the payload and they don't have the stability. You know, I mean, I think they're very tall, they're very tirey, and so it doesn't make for a great combination for a tow rig. It's like a bro truck. Remember we towed with that bro truck?
Yeah, it will do it.
It'll do it, but it doesn't
not
like
super
it.
happy. Yeah.
What else you got there, Zach?
One other question, not that we can demonstrate it with either of these two, is what is the manual like to drive? We can't provide our insight on that.
Yeah, I drove a manual in the first event. Tommy and I went to the event in Austin, Texas with these Broncos. Actually, I loved it. It was a four-cylinder.
Yep.
So, of course, less power, but it's still very engaging. And that crawler gear, it has that seventh crawler gear, which I used off-road a little bit too. And I loved it. I actually would prefer that, I think, because to me, it's more engaging.
So
driving.
I have to say, Andre, you know, I drove Tommy's JK, the lifted one that we had. I took it up Top of the World, which is a very well-known trail in Moab where you go to this cliff and then you park on the cliff and you get this cool picture and there's like a 2,000-foot drop. And I learned a very important lesson, and that is I hate manuals off-road. Because we were like a group of 35 Jeeps, right? And people inevitably stop, and then they inevitably stop someplace where you're kind of like this, and then there's a, let's say there's like a little bit of a cliff face in front of you, and if you're in manual, you're going to burn clutch. Whereas with an automatic, put it in gear, go. It's the one case scenario where I do not want a manual, and that is off-road. The automatic is so much more comfortable to drive. And I know it's very macho to drive a manual.
It is macho, and you have a crawl ratio that's out of this world.
All right, I'm going to ask you a question. This is the question. This is the game show question that we've been asking on a lot of our podcasts.
Yes.
So I'm going to ask you now, Andre. Are you ready for your game show question?
Yes, I am.
All right, you've just won a Bronco.
Okay.
And I'm going to take you to the parking lot, and you're going to see two Broncos. And the two Broncos that you see are this one and that one. And the only caveat is you can keep one of them, but it has to be your driver full-time for the next year. So which do you choose? Do you go for the first edition Sasquatch, or do you go for the Wildtrak Sasquatch two-door? Which one do you choose? And these are the colors. These are your only choices.
And it's free to me.
It's free, but the caveat is you have to drive it for a whole year.
This one. Because maneuverable, small, tight, weighs less, still has the 10-speed. This.
Your family is going to hate you. You know that when you force them in the back seat. But you don't care. It's all about Andre this time.
Yes, it's about me. I want it. So I'll pick the two-door.
All right, congratulations. You just got a two-door. And Ford, if you're listening, if you want to,
give me a two-door.
Andre won't turn it down.
Okay.
Do you like the color too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this is really like, look at me, this cyber orange, yellow. This is a little bit more subdued. This is a little bit me, more me than cyber orange.
All right, one more question, then we're going to wrap this up, Andre. What else you got there, Zach? Anything else?
It's not a question so much as a request. We have two, actually.
Okay, fair enough.
One is to compare this one, the Wildtrak, to the two-door Wrangler, Tommy's two-door Wrangler.
And that's coming. We will do that.
And another one is to compare this to the Toyota FJ Cruiser that we have.
We could do that as well.
That could be interesting.
Yeah, we need it for more than a week.
Ford, can you please extend the loan?
Yeah, we've got a lot of trucks in house right now, and we are actually doing quarter-mile drag races on an airstrip. So we got access to an airstrip, and the first one that we're doing is this weekend. What do we race, Andre?
Yeah, we're doing a heavy-duty diesel quarter mile side by side, Power Stroke, Cummins, and Duramax, all compared 3/4 ton trucks. It's you, Nathan, and I, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and that one is coming to TFL Truck, or just go to TFL-Studios. When we get there, you'll see it there. I got to tell you, Andre,
Which one would you take?
Well, first of all, I'm a little sad because I think it's gonna be time for this guy to go. So I think we're gonna be selling it. We've had it for a year now, and as much as I love this truck, we need to take this and roll it into the next vehicle. And shall we, at the live show, tell them what's the next vehicle we're getting? The Ford. Should we talk about that? Because we do have a VIN now. We can officially announce this now that we have a VIN.
We also have another VIN.
Well, let's talk about the Ford VIN.
You may have known this already. We unveiled it in another show or a podcast.
Did we?
It's an F-150 Lightning. We ordered the Lightning. We have a VIN.
So it goes into production hopefully next month?
In May. No, May 16-ish.
Right.
Mid-May.
So we're going to probably need to roll this into... And what's the other VIN that we have?
We also have a VIN for Chevy Silverado ZR2.
We also bought a ZR2? Oh my God.
Did I tell you this?
Well, now you told me. Wait, we have a ZR2 coming?
We could.
All right, so now we got to sell the Tundra.
This.
And the Bronco. And there's maybe another one coming.
And I might need to do a yard sale.
Might need to sell the TRX as well very soon. So Alex was behind the camera. I was working on TFL bids. We had that site up for a while. We partnered with somebody, but this time we're going to bring it back. We're going to use it to sell our own vehicles. And hopefully we can roll the money from these into the new trucks because, like I say, as much as I love these vehicles, our business is not collecting cool off-roaders, but it is reviewing them. Yeah, reviewing them. So this one's going to have to go. If you guys are interested in any of those, you can always email us at ask@tfltruck. Make us an offer. And if keep in mind, this is actually, I think I promised the owner of this that I'd offer it to him before we sell it.
Okay, let's do that first.
So that one I have to offer it to him. Maybe he'll want it because that was the promise.
Well,
I
he
made.
won't want it with all the scraped wheels and all that stuff. I mean, he might. Oh yes.
What scraped wheels? The
swap
scraped wheels were on Ford. You don't know that.
Swap them.
Just kidding. Ford wouldn't do that to you.
Okay.
But the Tundra is definitely going to go. So if you're interested in our Tundra, make us an offer. And you can have a limited Tundra.
TRD Off-Road.
TRD Off-Road, yeah, immediately. And we're not paying any salesman commissions, so we're just moving it on to the next vehicle. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Andre, thank you for playing. We need a name for that game. Pick one.
Pick this one.
Pick one.
Pick one.
Pick one. We're going to call it Pick One. Thank you for playing Pick One.
Okay.
And come back next week when we'll have other vehicles here to compare. See you guys next time. Ciao.